Everybody, Michael Edward here, head trader at True Trading Group. It is Friday, September 25th. 2 for 2, closing out the week on a high note. Some nice gains today. It was a slow day to start. The morning was extremely slow. I only made one trade. It was on CRSR. I had to be extremely patient with that trade. That ended up being a nice winner. The markets had a nice late afternoon push as talks are resuming between Democrats and Republicans about a new stimulus package. So the markets celebrated that with a decent little bounce back in the afternoon. And then we had UONE light things back up again. Okay. Um, there was a bill or a piece of legislation or something that President Trump is doing in the effort for that's going to provide like $500 billion in access to capital in the African American community, and that sent UONE, BYFC, a bunch of these other stocks sent them all flying in the afternoon. That was the catalyst that pushed these stocks higher. I'm going to keep these stocks on watch going into next week to see if there's any follow through on some of these names. You guys remember UONE was the huge short squeeze back a couple of months ago. We actually crushed that trade when that thing was actually making its run. I'll take you guys back to the daily chart. This is the stock that had that ridiculous run all the way up to 55. And now it's coming back to life today, kind of with that news headline that came out late in the day. And what I'm looking for here now is to keep these on watch and see if I get some follow through next week. But the lesson I'm going to talk to you guys about on this video is how to trade small caps coming out of halts. Okay. A lot of people struggle with trading small caps when they are halting. And I want to teach you how I trade small caps coming out of halts. I traded UONE today in the afternoon. It was a beautiful trade, was a fast trade. One of the quicker trades that I've made, but nonetheless, it was a beautiful trade. But it all comes down to technical analysis. And there's a way. The problem with these small caps when they halt all the time, traders have a hard time because they move so quickly. And I'm going to teach you guys a way with technical analysis to slow that price action down. Pick your spots for your entry, identify your stop loss so you can control your risk, and that can help you slow the volatility and slow the trade down, and allow you to actually trade these stocks. I walked everybody through in chat this afternoon. This is also one of the reasons why I trade the entire day. I'm not done by 11 o'clock. I trade the entire day because sometimes you get more opportunity in the afternoon than you do in the morning. That's exactly what happened for me today with UONE. And I capitalized on this trade in at 570. I was selling after hours up at 715. So a really nice move here on UONE. We're going to talk about it, and I'm going to walk you through again how to trade small caps coming out of their halts. Okay, so let's talk about we'll talk about this UONE here first, and then I'll cover that second trade for you guys. Guys, real quick, those of you that are interested, we've got a 7-day trial running. If you guys want to trade with me live for a couple of days, you can join our 7-day trial. Go to ttgthree.com. You can click on the link in the description below also, or you can go to ttgthree.com and sign up for our trial. If you guys want to trade with me live for a couple of days, it's just a one-time payment of $3. You guys can trade with me live. All right, let's talk about this, guys. UONE. Okay, so here's when the stock started going nuts. Okay, you guys can see the stock was dead prior to that news coming out. You can see pushed up, halted, halted, halted. The stock just kept jumping and halting, and it really wasn't tradable. But it was like the stock was opening out of the halt and then just exploding. So I don't chase the stocks as they're coming out. What I'm actually looking for now is a pullback so I can get myself long. But trying to get long a pullback on a stock that's halting can be very dangerous. So you have to be able to identify support levels correctly. And that's what I'm going to teach you guys in this video. So what you can see here on this UONE was our first halt to the downside. I love when we get a halt to the downside right above a support level. Now you might be saying, well, what is the support level? When you are looking at previous halt prices, when a stock resumes trading, surges higher on an increase in volume, you can treat that previous halt price as if you would a previous high. Now, if you guys don't know this, many of you that are subscribed to my channel for a while, you already do. When a stock breaks through the high of the day with an increase in volume, the stronger the volume, the greater the chance that previous high then becomes support on a pullback. You can treat previous halt prices that see a surge off the trade resume with an increase in volume. You can treat those previous halt prices similar to how you would a previous high, meaning on a pullback, you can look for them to also become support. So when we halted on the way down, right there, we halted on the way down. I'm saying, okay, we're halted on the way down, but we're in front of a prior halt price. There's a previous halt price. So let's draw a line across that previous halt price. What else do you notice? You will also notice that your VWAP indicator, this orange line on my screen, lines up with that prior halt price. Okay. If I were to draw out our Fibonacci retracement levels, the other thing that you will notice, okay, is that that prior halt price lines up with the 50 Fibonacci retracement level. So now you have a prior halt price. Also notice the increase in volume once the stock resumed from that trade and shot higher. Increase in volume, prior halt price, VWAP indicator, 50 Fibonacci level. And then when I take you guys out to the daily chart, you also will see that the 200-day moving average was at 525. Okay. So now we have the prior halt price of 539, your 50 fib level, your VWAP, and your 200-day moving average all lining up here at this 525, 535 area. Okay. So while the stock was halted in here, I told everybody in chat, guys, coming out of this halt, if we hold support at that prior halt price, which is that 535 area, I'm getting long because I'm using that previous halt price. Now, again, do not just start blindly buying these stocks coming out of halts in front of prior halt prices. You have to make sure that the setup is there. And to identify that, you have to make sure that there are multiple indicators that are converging on the same price point, like we have here VWAP, 200-day moving average, previous halt price, 50 Fibonacci level. You got multiple support indicators all converging on that same price point. So when the stock comes out of the halt, I'm not just throwing a bid out there looking to get filled because the stock can flush right through that level and get halted. I wait for the stock to open up from trade. It pulled all the way down to $5.32 and popped. And as soon as we dropped to 532 coming out of that halt, we jumped right back to 550, 560. I said, bang, there's my support. I want to make sure we didn't just flush right through it coming out of the halt. So you don't just have a bid sitting out there waiting for it. I waited for the stock to get down to 532. It snapped back to 560. I said, there's my support. I market ordered myself in and I got long right here at $5.70. I'll take you guys to my trade announcements on the day. You guys can see here at 3:49 p.m. This is my trade log from the chat room. I can download all of the alerts from all of my trades. This is it. So you guys will see here at 3:49 p.m. I'm long UONE at 570, and I'm setting my stop loss, accounting for some extra volatility and wiggle room just beneath that previous halt price level. Okay, understanding this is going to be a very volatile stock, and in case it does flush, I'm giving myself some extra room. Okay, so there's my entry there at 570. We immediately shoot ourselves up here. We break through that prior halt price, and I take 25% of my position off the table at $6.20. We then continue higher at $6.46. So here's my take profits. Okay, there was one take profit. There was the second take profit before we eventually halted again. And then we came out of the halt right at the closing bell. We shot up through the high of the day. And then there was another take profit came off the table there at $7.15. And I held on to one last small piece. It was like 10 or 15% of my position in case we squeezed after hours. And then once we broke back below that prior halt price, I got flat. So you see how we had another halt price here. Once we broke back below it, I got flat that last piece of my position at $6.30. Okay, so there's the entry, first take, second take before the halt, third take, and then I got flat right here. Okay, and that was a really, really nice trade from 570, got some off at 646, got more off at 715. This is a really nice trade. Now, typically my trades do not happen this quickly. I'm not a scalper, but in a situation like this UONE trade, when the stock is moving as quickly as it is, we were also coming right up to the closing bell. I was taking advantage of this volatility. I was in, I was out, and I was identifying that support level. And I'm taking advantage of my professional technical analysis to identify that support level, enter that trade, and then peel profits off once that stock bounces off that level. And it ended up stacking my day because I only had one trade today going into this move. Okay, so I mean, I was green on the day, obviously, but I just had one trade, and that was CRSR, and I made a chunk of change on that. But then this really stacked my day right before the bell. It was a really nice surprise, really, because I thought I was done for the day, and then all of a sudden at 3:30, this thing starts lighting up, halting, coming across the scanner, and I just said, "Wow, this is actually a nice looking setup. I'm going after it," and it paid off, and it paid off big. So again, what I want you guys to take from this video is how to trade small caps that are halting, how to trade small caps coming out of a halt, and be able to identify support levels. And then again, look for multiple support indicators to line up at that halt price. And when a stock halts on the way down above that level, okay, and then it comes out of that, that's the key, okay, because we were halted right there on the way down. And then when the stock comes out of the halt, there's your support. That is your buying. That's where you get long. You get long right in here and bang, 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 and you take profits on the way up, knowing that also you stop out if the stock breaks below that previous pivot low. Okay. And that's how I go about trading these stocks that halt, the small caps specifically. Now I'll just talk to you guys about CRSR real quick. It's a little trade I made today, nothing crazy. This stock broke above. I'll go to the 15-minute chart. It's easier to see. The stock broke above your prior IPO high. This is a recent IPO. You guys can see we broke above that prior high today. And when we broke through that prior IPO high, you will see we had a big surge in volume, heaviest volume of the entire day there today when we made that move. And that was when we broke through that previous level. So I drew a line across that prior high. Okay, there it is. Drew a line across that prior high. We broke through this area on this pullback. I came in here, okay, on this pullback, and right there I got long CRSR. Take you guys to my trade alerts. You can see here long at 1740. Okay, long there at 1740. And we had a nice support level here, and it really was an area. Okay, here you have VWAP and your 38.2 Fibonacci level. And then here you have the 50 Fibonacci level and that prior IPO high. Okay, so I entered this trade. I allowed for this pullback. I had to deal with this pullback, knowing that I've got these support levels underneath me, VWAP and 38.2 Fib level, and then prior IPO high and your 50 Fibonacci level. And we actually double bottomed at that area nicely, and then ran up and actually started to make new highs. And I just started taking profits off the table. So I took a piece of profit off the table right here. That's 25% of my position at 1789. Okay. Then we broke through the high of the day during lunchtime. I immediately peeled the bulk of my position off the table there at 1825. And then at 2:23 p.m., I had to walk away. Actually, went to the bathroom, and I set a hard stop at 1750. And that hard stop was triggered right there. Is where I got flat my position. I'll take you guys back to my alerts. You can see here setting a hard stop for a final take profit at 1750 on the remaining position. Said I'm stepping away from my computer. That's something else to remember, guys. If you ever have to walk away from your computer, make sure you set a physical hard stop because you never know what can happen in those couple minutes. And then you'll see here my final take profit, that stop loss triggered, and I got flat at 1749. So this was not a home run trade. Here's my entry: first take, second take, final take. Was an okay trade, or more like was a double. I got my second profit target off up there, so that was nice. But it wasn't a huge day, but it was a nice day. And then all of a sudden, UONE starts lighting up the board, and I went in. I ended up finishing the day with a solid green day and a great way to finish out the week. So again, guys, I want you to take from this how to trade small caps that are coming out of a halt. This is how I do it. That's how I made money today in UONE. I hope this helps. Guys, if you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Make sure you guys don't miss out on any more of these videos. I also do live streams and live Q&As. You're going to want to make sure you join me for that. Smash that like button for me. Everybody have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you in chat on Monday. Later, guys.